that was a visit by Rivers elders, governor and Rivers elders, chiefs, and opinion leaders to Aso Rock. That happened during the week. And the outcome of that visit is the promise of the president to reconstruct the Eleme axis of East-West Road that has lingered over time. And for giving particular attention to that road means that he was considering Restates in the first place, because East-West Road goes beyond that. But there was supposed to be a particular consideration for Rivers State. And that movement was bipartisan. Not just PDP, not just APC, but PDP and APC. They closed ranks. Traditional rulers were involved, stakeholders, opinion leaders. I saw the chairman of Traditional Rulers Council there talking about Sergeant Awuse. And the governor presented the position of the state. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's good because, one, like I have always stated, this issue of federal road thing, there should be a way that such a thing should be scrapped. To me, I would say that the enablement, the proper enablement should be given to various states of the federation, and which is what true federalism is all about, where states should be given the opportunity to control their resources and have enough, to bringing about meaningful development in their various localities. Because one, it is these people that live within various localities. The president cannot sit in Aso to know where it pinches everybody in the state. But the people who can easily locate where the problem lies is the people at the locality. And if they are given the enablement, there wouldn't be need to visit the Aso for instance, for the purposes of requesting for construction of, that is time wasting. Ordinarily, if the states or the federating unit should be enabled, every state should construct their own, aspect of what they call the federal road, get to the boundary of another state, and from that boundary, another state, the other state should take it up from there, if they have the enablement. Because various federating units already know that the resources are being controlled by the federal. And because the resources are being controlled by the federal, what they do is giving them monthly allocations and sharing to them from the federal allocation, and then states also gather in Abuja too. But if that should be, made to fizzle out, allow the states to grow in their own pace, just like what has been done recently with the electricity by the enactment of the Electricity Act. Watch out what will happen in the next few years in terms of electricity supply, generation, and distribution. So the same thing should also be applicable in the management of the economy, so that the states will be enabled to fix challenges without recourse to the federal government. Because these are things that are found within their localities. There shouldn't be anything that should be called federal road. All roads in the state should be seen as roads utilized by the indigenous of that state, and the state government should be responsible for those. And now, how do they become responsible? Because they all know the resources are domiciled in the federal. Or if they should have the psyche or the understanding that they control the resources or pay some certain quota to the federal government, which is the true federalism we're talking about, they wouldn't organize themselves to go and, meet the federal government. To tell them, because they are closer to what the people, they know where it pinches the people. They know their problems. They know where there are potholes.
Yeah.
And where there is none.
Yeah.
Whether federal roads or state roads.
No, I think that what you're talking about has to do with fiscal federalism.
Fiscal federalism.
And if we have resource control, that is the beginning of fiscal federalism.
That is it.
You control your resources and you pay tax to the federal government.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any need.
And utilize your money to work, so that the issue of exclusive list will be limited to some areas.
Exactly.
And then the concurrent list will now fizzle out as it were.
Exactly.
And then you have a little bit of exclusive list, and then concurrent
Exactly.
will fizzle out and have
Exactly.
residual list.
So that states
So states can now
control the things,
control their
do whatever thing
resources
they want to do without recourse
and use their money to do that. But in absence of that, I think that federal government of the day will launch a vigorous campaign to rehabilitate federal roads. Federal roads in the southeast and south-south, speak volumes of negativity and sordid neglect. I think that something has to be done. Driving from Enugu to Port Harcourt is almost impossible. And so we should not give an impression that one state, one section of the country is expected to be neglected. If you talk about the Barr Lagos Highway, that's a major highway that takes care of the southwest. Talk about the north. They have very solid roads. And you know that it costs more to build roads in the south, south, and southeast because of the nature of our environment. And so government should make a deliberate effort to do something beyond the restructuring we are talking about, because your suggestion has to do with restructuring. Now, how soon are we going to restructure? And if we're not restructuring very soon, must we continue to apply debt traps in the name of roads?
Well, the issue there is, aside the restructuring, which is a vital tool for speedy development.
Yeah.
The federal government, obviously, Nigeria is too vast. Nigeria is too big for the central to, at a glance, control.
Yeah.
And touch every area and bring about meaningful development.
Yeah.
Now, particularly in terms of road construction, definitely, whether I like it or not, we'll continue to crawl in that very snail-like pace. But it will be active and more robust, more effective and faster if the states should be allowed
to do their.
I'm telling you the truth.